Ramon, I want to ask you about something people call it co-opetition. And I'm just wondering, so setting standards for an emerging industry like this, how important is it for companies, like, for instance, let's say Mike makes sensors and I have a company that makes sensors, but if we adopt either the same programming language or we're adopting the same connectors, we're no longer fighting for the same piece of the pie. We're actually making that pie a whole lot larger. And so I guess how important is that for this industry and for, potentially competitive companies to kind of embrace some sort of standards, some sort of type certification and actually get better results as an industry and grow the entire industry rather than fight over the same piece of the industry?
Yeah, great question. So one of the main questions that we get asked is this one, actually. We get the standard, we adopt the standard, then how do we differentiate, right? Like, what is this? Why are we different from this other competitor? So it's a simple answer, actually. Like, we're not actually standardizing on cutting edge features. We're not standardizing on any differentiators. So we're allowing companies to differentiate on top of the standard. So let's say, like last year, Mike was at the Dev Summit in 2019 at ETH Zurich. Lawrence Mayer was saying, we have computer vision and you don't need to differentiate at this level. This should be a given. Like, we have all this technology and this is the base layer. And we're expecting you to go ahead of this and differentiate on top. So we're hoping that the different service providers or manufacturers can actually go after their vertical and look at what their customers need and differentiate by catering specifically to them instead of just through the whole large drone ecosystem, because it's huge and we care for different things. Let's face it. But by standardizing, let's say you have different payloads for different verticals and you have standardized on connectors and you have standardized on software. So you're cutting back your costs on research, you're cutting back your costs on development, you're cutting your costs on manufacturing, but you're adding those special pieces that the different verticals care for, and that's your job. And that's what you should be doing, not having to reinvent the wheel, not having to reinvent all those protocols. And that's what we're doing here. So we have the payload, and I've been touching a lot about payload recently, but we also have the flight management unit, which is PX4. PX4 has been around for I think more than 10 years now. Altair just released the Skydio, which is PX4 plus companion computer. There's a lot of manufacturers that have different PX4 boards that are out there. There's FMU B5, B6, B5X, B6X. There's lots of different standards that companies can adopt. And it doesn't mean that if you release a product with this standard, you're going to be the same as this other one.
Right.
It's up to you, honestly. If you just want to do the minimal effort and just get the standard out there, then basically what you created is a development board, because it's just the basics and that's what is going to get you up and running. But it might not be a specialized product for your vertical. It depends on what you need and how you as a company want to target your users.